Hello, everybody. My name is Quinn Habedank, and this past summer I interned with Stillwater's Environmental Center, located in Kingston in North Kitsap. Stillwater's Environmental Center is an environmental monitoring organization that does work in the local salt marsh and Tidal Creek, Carpenter Creek. And they do monitoring in this local creek because there's this issue within restoration ecology where large corporations and governments will come in and do restoration work, often in a wetland like in Kingston, and they don't do any follow-up. They don't do any monitoring, which can be an issue because we don't know if the treatment actually benefited the ecosystem, which can lead to problems down the line. So organizations like Stillwater, small community-based organizations that rely upon volunteers and interns, citizen scientists essentially, kind of step up to the plate to address this shortcoming. Now, Stillwater, for the past decade, has been doing work in relation to two culvert removals, one in 2012 in the lower part of the creek, as you can see in the map right over here, and one in the upper part of the creek right along here. And that was in 2018, two culvert removals. And they've been taking all these different measurements to evaluate the restoration and recovery of the creek and salt marsh. And I've been working with the sediment data that they've been collecting for the past decade. They've been taking samples of transects in the lower part of the creek, and they've been sifting them, and they've been collecting texture data, essentially, because texture can be taken as an indicator of stream health and recovery. And my job was to kind of come in, help with the sediment collection efforts, and do analysis on them. And I organized them by year because I wanted to see how they related to the culvert removals. What I found is that in 2012, there's a pretty significant increase in silt and clay, which is to be expected from doing construction in the creek. A lot of sediment's going to come downstream. That's really fine. And that dropped off in the following years, which is great because persistent silting can harm fish and wildlife. And in terms of overall texture, which I also examined, I noticed that there wasn't really a major change in terms of all categories until 2018 with the upper culvert. And that was mostly differentiated by lots of fine sand. So the question is, okay, where did this fine sand come from? And we're still investigating that. But the entire experience of Stillwater's taught me that citizen science can be, a replacement or a substitute in some instances for, corporations and governments. They don't do monitoring and restoration projects. So yes.